Welcome back everybody. So still on day 19 and we're currently in our little cabin. It's at the Idyllwild Inn. You got a little microwave and a fridge, and as always we've got our stuff exploded everywhere. We're currently watching Walk the Line on DVD because we can't get any smart TV connected and I've spent about an hour and gave up. But we've got a lovely little place with a fireplace. And it is still snowing outside and we're nice and toasty inside. Poor Joe is busy at work sewing up Dean's jacket because he got it caught on a tree branch the other day. So that's my jacket I've damaged and Joe's had to sew up. Also my our tent, she's had to sew up because Dean damaged it. And now Dean's currently owes Joe a lot of favours.
And last night we found a cactus barb, or whatever you call it, in his chest, which must have been there for about a week. We've not even seen any cactus for about a week. So he's getting it everywhere.
Yeah, so about a week ago I put my bag down and my poles on the floor and not realised there was a very small cactus on the floor with tiny little needles. I subsequently had to spend the rest of the day pulling them out of my t-shirt, my bag, but more uncomfortably was my hiking poles. Every time I changed my grip on my pole I got a new little needle, but I thought that was the end of it. And last night I've been saying to Joe that I thought there was something scratching me on my t-shirt, and when we looked closely there was nothing on the t-shirt, and then we thought it might be I've got a small skin tag. So we thought it was that, and then it wasn't until we had another look last night we realised I've got a cactus barb still on my chest from a week ago, which has been making it really uncomfortable. So Joe's been a bit of a saviour. And while we're watching the movie, we're having some Doritos and some backcountry foodie hummus, spicy hummus, which is absolutely delicious, as is everything we've had so far from Aaron at Backcountry Foodie. So yeah, I think we're going to start pushing more towards eating stuff from her sent to us rather than the town stops. The hiker places and shops you go to are brilliant. Every single one's been absolutely amazing. The advice and everything's been superb. And they sell obviously factory-made versions of hiker food, whereas Aaron's is sort of selected by her and put together by her. And so far, everything we've eaten's been delicious. So anybody who wants to try something a bit more nutritious and healthy, or even just taste like the real thing, I recommend looking at Backcountry Foodie online. I'll tag her details in this video. And also, as we've mentioned previously, she was fantastic with us being international hikers. Before we came out, having somebody who knows the trail, can hold on to documents, hold on to parcels, receive parcels from Amazon. And we've referred to her a few times as our trail mom, and she's absolutely lived up to that. So anybody coming from outside of the United States, I highly recommend you get in touch with her, even if it's just for advice, and see what she can help you with. For the sake of a message, you could find it so much easier than we originally thought it was going to be quite troublesome, but she's just took all that hassle and stress out of it so we can just concentrate on miles and more miles. So yeah, we're going to be stuck here for a day or two. We haven't figured out exactly what we're going to do yet, but at least we've got a DVD player and an open fire. There's a general store right near us. So we're just going to hold up for a day or two, decide what we're doing, and find what else Joe can sew up for me. So on that note, I'm going to leave you to it. We're going to open a bottle of wine and watch a film. It's a tough life on. Hello everybody. Day 20. And we're definitely staying in Idyllwild tonight. As you can see, the storm has come back with a vengeance. So we made the right decision coming off the mountain in the end. We're going to stay for a few days, figure out what we're doing next. We both really want to go and finish what we started on the mountain. The weather's just against us and we might end up losing a week waiting for the weather to clear to get back up there. So we might have to seriously consider skipping, even though it breaks our heart. But got a lovely little place at Idyllwild Inn. We're going to stay for a few days, recharge from the 2 days we were out, watch a bit of YouTube. They do free DVD rentals, so we're just going to get a couple of DVDs, cabin ourselves up, get a takeaway, have a date weekend really. But as you can see, we've certainly made the right choice getting off the mountain. I think it could have been quite dangerous being up there. So yeah, we'll let you know our updates as and when. But for the time being, we're grounded. We're not going anywhere. Thanks again for watching. See you soon. Good morning everybody. Monday, day 22. Just going to do a quick thank you to some friends of ours who invited us out for an Easter service last night. So we had a great night at the church at St Hugh of Lincoln Episcopal Church. Is that right? Episcopal Church. So as everyone knows, we went out for an Easter service yesterday and got invited back for some food, so we just wanted to say a quick thank you to Janine and Randy for the invitation, and Mary and David for the great food that we had afterwards.
It was delicious.
It was really nice. We got a few photographs and a little quick video, but we didn't obviously want to intrude on people's service and shove a camera in the face, in all honesty, and so we thought the nice thing to do, just as and when we could, take a couple of photos and videos, and we sort of put them in the video. But we just wanted to say a quick thank you to everyone involved in that service. My favourite part was the key lime pie at the end. It was absolutely delicious. I've never tried that before coming from the UK. What was your favourite bit, Jo?
Vegetables.
Yeah.
Mary cooked an absolutely wonderful meal. There was a proper big ham joint and loads of vegetables, which were just to my liking, and I love vegetables, so I was really happy.
Yeah, Jo loves vegetables.
Just everybody's generosity, and it's lovely when people reach out, and I know sometimes people who reach out are like different ends of the planet or the country, so we can't always, you know, follow up with them as we'd like to, but this was just lovely to have some local people like reach out to us and just share their day with us, really, knowing that we were away from friends and family for the day, and for the holiday over here. So it was just so appreciated, and we had a lovely time.
Yeah, I've got to say, Idyllwild especially. I mean, we've been lucky. Most of the towns we've been in have been really welcoming, but Idyllwild has been amazing, which is kind of why we spent a week here. But it's just people stopping in the streets when they notice you're a hiker and asking where you've come from, where you're going, and then when they hear our British accent, or in their words, probably not really sure we're from Australia, New Zealand, Irish, Scottish, Welsh. I've had all sorts, but that's to be known, really. I mean, I couldn't define where someone's from in the US by hearing the voice, so it's totally understandable. But yeah, the kindness, and even just people wanting to listen to our story and to engage with us, it's just such a lovely thing to feel. And I was nervous when I first came out because I wasn't sure how, as international hikers, we would be taken. But actually, I think being international hikers is a little bit more exciting for the locals, because I've never thought this before, but I feel a bit exotic for being outside of the US. So it's absolutely brilliant, and I love every minute of it, really.
Even some of the Americans we've hiked with, Troy, he finds it amazing. He thinks it's so brave that we've come all the way over here to do this, doesn't he?
Yeah.
But yeah, Idyllwild's been fantastic. We've literally been stopped in the street yesterday, I think it was. We had a woman run over to us in the street and say, I think she's like a tourist in Idyllwild.
Yeah.
She's American, but she's on holiday here. and had just heard about the PCT and why there was hikers in the town, and she literally ran across the street shouting to us to want to like talk to us and say how brave we were and how amazing it was that we'd already done 200 miles or whatever. And in the supermarket we've been stopped by this lady who wanted us to explain to her granddaughter what we were doing, a young child. But it is lovely, it's lovely, but sometimes all you want to do is grab some food or like, you know, get back on the trail or whatever it is. You're in your own headspace at the time, and then before you know it, you've got an overly enthusiastic local trying to ask you a million questions. But no, it's been absolutely wonderful, and all these little experiences really add to it, don't they?
Yeah, these are like the experiences we didn't expect. When you come in to plan something like this, all you think about is the trail. You don't think so much of the towns. And the impression I've had in the past is you go to a town, you do your laundry, you put on your waterproofs and go and do your laundry because you've got no other clothes, or you sort of hope that you can get some cheap clothes from a store nearby just to wear while you're doing your laundry, and go out for obviously a meal and some drinks, and then go back to hike at midnight, which is like 9 o'clock at night, go to bed. But we're actually realising there's so much more to look forward to than just the trail. You can go into towns and you can have a wonderful day, and it feels like an escape from hiking left foot, right foot all day long. So we're really enjoying that part. I think for me, it's one of the most amazing surprises of the PCT so far.
It's amazing what the town stops are and what they entail. So like, not at Idyllwild, but the last town, I spent like 2 days or a day and a half wearing my sleeping clothes, like literally wearing my thermal leggings and my pyjama top, because it was all I had and I needed to try and get my laundry done. It's things like you're constantly thinking, oh, I must do that while here, I must do that while here. Like daft things like, must remember to cut my toenails while we're here, because you never want to do that on trail. And
yeah,
it's just little weird things that crop into your mind and you think, oh, like while we're here. And I mean, even today, like now I look ridiculous. I'm sat in my puff jacket because we're staying in this little accommodation in Idyllwild, but we woke up this morning and it was absolutely freezing. And we're just so used to like sleeping in our puffy, like we live in our puffy jackets. So on the trail, you kind of like, you wear it during the day. When you first get up, it's usually quite cold.
Yeah.
And you sleep in it, and then so I'm sat in this hotel room on my puffy jacket looking ridiculous.
It's like a little comforter for her now. It's like,
and even yesterday, the temperature actually, even though there's a storm due, the temperature here yesterday must have been like mid to late 20s. But I still had to go out with a puffy jacket and like my fleece, because that's all I had to wear. I looked ridiculous. Everybody else was in shorts and t-shirts, and I still had my bobble hat on as well.
Yeah, so it's lovely being in the towns and things, and like you say, we've got a lot of little jobs you need to do, and even having the comfortable space of floor to do some really good stretching and like work out your saws and sort of have a chance to empty your bag, clear out everything of it again, repack it, take it outside, give it a bit of a bash, because no matter how hard you try, you're getting sand and muck and mud and wrappers, packets and things in your bag. And we've said before, along the trail we started off with the intention of picking up one piece of litter every day. While we're on the trail, that doesn't belong to us. I think if every hiker that passes does that, it makes the trail a lot nicer for everyone coming behind. But actually, the further on down the trail we've got, the less sort of litter and things we've seen. So to start with, we had our litter and obviously a week's worth maybe of other people's, but now we're kind of at a stage now where it's just our own, so it's a lot easier to manage. But when you're picking other people's up, you're just kind of picking it up and stuffing it somewhere in your bag to get out the way. You're not strategically placing it anywhere because you're not sat or you're not sort of resting. So it's just sometimes you find things in weird and wonderful places. But yeah, we're sat now and we're going to have a chill day today. We're going to obviously upload a bit more video. There's not going to be a huge amount over the next couple of days because we are sat resting until probably the weekend, but we haven't quite made that decision yet.
We're not resting because of that, it's just there's another storm due. So we're sort of hiding away from that. The next section of the trail's at really high elevation, so we need to kind of just get a few jobs done here. And because we've hiked down off the ridge, it would take us like a day to get back onto the trail.
Yeah.
So it's not worth climbing up for a day to only hike for a day to need to come back down for a day before this next storm hits. It's quite high elevation around here as well. So one thing just to mention, sorry, whilst we're on it, in case there's any sort of like hikers or PCT hikers following us who were coming up behind us on the trail. We had our first. Everybody asks why you need to pack out toilet paper, because it you assume that because of what it's made from, it does like degrade and stuff fairly quickly. We had our first experience the other day. We've seen it where people just haven't bothered burying toilet paper, and it's been like blown into the trees and things like that. And I have actually packed out other people's toilet paper before now. But we found a lovely campsite the other night, and it was a beautiful little spot, and somebody had dug a cat hole and obviously like buried the toilet paper as well, and an animal had been along and dug it up, and it was just spread everywhere. So it was this beautiful spot, and this was exactly why they're saying, please pack out your toilet roll. It makes such a difference. We've seen that firsthand now, that it does get dug up and disturbed and dragged around everywhere, and it really did spoil a nice spot. So please don't bury it. Please pack it out, because it makes such a difference. Sorry, I just
no, it's alright.
I
think it is an alien concept to everybody who's not hiking in this sort of environment, that packing out your toilet paper is disgusting. But actually, in all honesty, when you've got nappy bags and things, and you pack it into a nappy bag, and then you double the nappy bag up, and then you put it into sort of another bag, and then it's inside. In our case, it's inside a dry bag, so it's not like you smell it or you see it, and because it's such packed away in a way, you don't. It just literally is, all you see is a nappy bag with some toilet paper in it, and it isn't disgusting in the slightest, because without going into too much detail, you're not soiling the whole tissue anyway, so you've got an area to grab. I was really apprehensive before we came out about that side of things, but actually now I've done it a few times, it's really, really not a big deal, and it makes such a difference to the environment around you. So I think anybody who thinks it's disgusting, who's obviously coming behind us or doesn't want to do that, just think of the trail. The reason why we're here is because it's beauty. Taking 5 minutes to pick up things like that just keeps it beautiful for everyone else coming behind you. So
we haven't seen a lot of litter.
But
no. I've even just picked up like cigarette butts and stuff. I've struggled to pick up one piece of litter a day because there hasn't been a lot.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
But you can kind of tell when you're hiking behind the same hikers. So people who are leaving cigarette butts or who are leaving toilet roll, you don't just get it once, you tend to get it for a few days.
Yeah, definitely, yeah.
Sorry, I've totally derailed
No,
the conversation.
it's fine.
It started off as a thank you to the church, and now we're talking about dirty toilet roll.
No, like I say, as you can see, we're still in our bed at the moment. We're going to get up and do some jobs today. We've made plans to meet up with Randy and Janine again later in the week, so hopefully that comes to pass, because I've really enjoyed the company. It was really fun, and I wish all the best to Mary, David, and the rest of the guys we met there. Everyone was so welcoming and brilliant to spend time with. I actually had a really, really nice night as well. It was brilliant. So, yeah.
It was a lovely experience.
It was like a really kind experience as well to be invited to some of that. So hopefully this gives people in Idyllwild an opportunity to think, do you know what, I might do something similar and invite some hikers to come and meet up and have a chat. Especially if you are one of the people who've stopped us in the street, or you'd like to stop people in the streets. Don't just do that, get in touch with people. There's plenty of people on Facebook and YouTube that would meet you up for a coffee, or obviously a beer or a wine or something, and like have a proper chat with you and meet obviously like-minded people. It might give you some inspiration to go out yourself. But yeah, I'm gonna upload a few more little quick videos just to show you the snow around here. We've got a quick video from a guy called San John who uploads weekly sort of videos about the weather from the top of the mountains. So I'll upload one of them. It'll just give you an idea of the kind of information we're using and following. And as soon as we have more detail and concrete plan for what we're going to do next, we'll upload that video as well. So this video might be part of that video. Yeah, it depends how much video time we get. But I'll speak to you all soon. Bye, Joe.
See ya, bye.
Saturday, up Devil's Slide Trail to about switchback 6, and then it looked like they'd taken a fall of about 25-30 feet because they just weren't cutting into the ice below the fresh powder, and they wisely turned back at that point. So it's those kind of conditions. Snowshoes excellent, crampons good, but you'll be post-holing through the powder. Spikes are going to struggle to cut it for the time being. Good news is it's going to really warm up quickly the next 2 or 3 days. Temperatures are supposed to warm up rapidly. There'll be a lot of melting, especially places exposed trails like Lower Deer Springs Trail, Devil's Slide Trail, a lot of the PCT along the Desert Divide. For PCTers, the not so good news is that the next storm is already on its way. Gets here Thursday evening. I believe that's the 4th of April. And looks like it's going to be pretty rough for most of the Friday the 5th. That storm is one of the coldest of the winter, and probably exceptionally cold for April in particular. The current temperatures projected would be among some of the coldest that I've recorded, certainly in the sort of top 20 coldest air temperatures and wind chills that I've recorded at Senecina Peak, if that's what comes to pass. So that's worth being extremely cautious of. Otherwise, a beautiful day, as always, in the Senecina Mountains, and safe hiking, everyone.
Hello everybody, it's been a while. Technically it's day 23 now. We're still stuck in Idyllwild, as you can see. It's quite embarrassing when you look at the video footage because it's quite sunny, beautiful, warm, and we're saying we can't hike because of the snow. Fortunately there's still a few reminders, but I think if you can see the mountains in the background that we were supposed to be trying to get to the top of and over, sort of gives you a bit of an idea of why we're sort of stuck here. Our next phase, sorry, I've just made myself dizzy, never mind yourselves. So yeah, so we're still here. We've actually just decided there's a storm coming starting tonight, so we're going to do the Eel Faithfulness Day again. So we're definitely here now until Saturday morning. We have finally made a decision that it's almost certain, no matter what the weather does and what the conditions are like on Saturday, we're going to move on. We've really tried and fought our hardest to let the weather pass so we can conquer unfinished business of Apache. So we are really disappointed that we may have to just agree and skip it and jump on like everybody else. It's just got to a point now where we can't really afford financially or mentally just to stay off the trail any longer. So we're gonna have a really good think on Friday about everything, but it's almost certain that on Saturday we're getting back on the trail because it's quite demoralising. It's not what we came to do. We didn't come here for a holiday. We came here for do some adventure on the trail and do some hiking. So the next video you see will probably have more information. But I just thought I'd send a quick video out and just update everybody where we're at. So thanks for being patient, and hopefully we're not far off being back on the trail. Thanks very much for your patience, and I'll see you all soon.
I got a case of the restless legs, yeah, and tireless wandering